In the 1970s, a small, quiet town in Wales became home to one of the most perplexing mysteries in modern history. Two identical twins, June and Jennifer Gibbons, were born with a bond so intense it separated them from the rest of the world. They spoke only to each other, in a language no one else could understand. Together, they were known as the Silent Twins. But their story is much more than a tale of isolation. It is one of control, rebellion, tragedy, and even death. The silent pact they formed wasn't just a refusal to communicate with the world. It was a prison, one they created for themselves. Was their connection the result of a psychic phenomenon? Or was it a dark psychological entanglement that none of us can truly fathom? Join us as we unravel the haunting story of June and Jennifer Gibbons, a story filled with mystery, crime, and the inexplicable. June and Jennifer Gibbons were born on April 11, 1963, in Aden, Yemen, where their father, Aubrey Gibbons, was stationed with the British Royal Air Force. The family soon relocated to Haverfordwest, Wales, in the early 1970s. As the only black children in their predominantly white school, the twins experienced intense bullying, which further pushed them into isolation. From a very early age, it became clear that the twins were different. They spoke only to each other in what appeared to be a rapid, rhythmic language, a fusion of English and what some experts later suggested could have been their native Barbadian Creole. No one else could understand them, not even their parents. At first, this secret language seemed like a harmless quirk, but as the girls grew older, it became something far more sinister. In school, the twins refused to speak to teachers or classmates. They walked in perfect synchrony, mirrored each other's movements, and lived in a world entirely separate from everyone around them. The townspeople of Haverfordwest began to fear the twins, and whispers about their strangeness spread quickly. For years, the Gibbons family tried to get the twins to open up, but they remained eerily silent. Their bond grew tighter, more exclusive. June and Jennifer became trapped in their own world, where no one could penetrate their relationship. They spent hours locked in their bedroom, whispering and staring at each other. Neighbors began to suspect that something unnatural was happening. Some believed the twins shared a telepathic connection, an eerie ability to know what the other was thinking or feeling without speaking a word. Their strange behavior became more apparent as they grew older. They were like mirrors, moving in unison and completing each other's thoughts. This uncanny synchronicity led some to wonder whether they were not just bonded by family ties, but by something paranormal. Their refusal to communicate with the outside world only heightened the mystery. Accounts from people close to the twins painted a disturbing picture of their home life. Gloria Gibbons, their mother, once described how the girls would spend hours sitting across from each other, motionless, as if they were trapped in some kind of silent standoff. Their father, Aubrey, admitted that he was often unsettled by their silence, feeling as though they were communicating in ways he could never understand. Teachers were equally baffled by the twins' behavior. Many recounted eerie experiences of the girls walking in lockstep, never engaging with other students. One teacher remembered an incident where the twins simply stared at her, wide-eyed and unblinking, for an entire class period without uttering a single word. The other children were terrified. Even experts who studied their case admitted to being puzzled by their silence. Some believed it was a psychological defense mechanism against the bullying they experienced as children. Others suggested that their bond was so deep, it crossed into the realm of the supernatural. Were they really connected on some otherworldly level, or was this simply a case of extreme sibling rivalry? As the twins entered adolescence, their behavior became increasingly erratic. They were no longer just two silent, withdrawn girls. They were developing a shared dark fantasy world. They began writing disturbing, violent stories in their diaries, which offered a glimpse into their turbulent emotions. In their writings, themes of death, control, and destruction emerged. In one of her diary entries, June wrote about her deep resentment toward Jennifer. "She wants me to die. We have become enemies. She is my shadow, my tormentor." On the other hand, Jennifer's entries hinted at her belief that they were two halves of the same person. She wrote, "We are one. We live in each other's skin. We cannot live apart." The twins' relationship, which had once been their refuge, was now suffocating them both. By the time they were in their late teens, June and Jennifer had become completely entangled in a toxic relationship. Their diary entries grew darker, and their real-world actions began to spiral out of control. In 1981, the twins turned to crime, engaging in arson, vandalism, and petty theft. They were arrested for setting fire to a local school, a crime they committed together, as if their shared silence had finally found a violent outlet. Their arrest and subsequent trial gained national attention, and the twins were sent to Broadmoor, a high-security psychiatric hospital. What happened at Broadmoor revealed just how deep their bond went, and how dangerous it had become. At Broadmoor, the twins were separated for the first time in their lives. This separation had a catastrophic effect on both girls. While apart, they became nearly catatonic, refusing to eat or speak. They seemed to lose their sense of identity, as if being separated from each other was slowly draining their life force. One psychiatrist who treated the twins noted that their silence wasn't just a refusal to communicate. It was as if they couldn't survive without each other. The story of June and Jennifer Gibbons has fascinated psychologists and paranormal researchers alike. Some experts believe that the twins suffered from a rare psychological condition known as folie à deux, or shared psychosis, where one twin dominated the other in such a way that they became psychologically inseparable. Others suggest that their behavior was a result of extreme sibling rivalry taken to a disturbing level. The way they mirrored each other's movements, their intense silence, and the violent fantasies they shared all point to a complex, unexplained psychological bond. There's also a third theory, one that ventures into the realm of the paranormal. Some speculate that the twins were connected by something far deeper than psychology. Was their bond a psychic link? Did they share a consciousness that no one else could understand? We may never know the true nature of their connection. After 14 years at Broadmoor, June and Jennifer were finally set to be transferred to a lower security facility. But in the days leading up to the transfer, Jennifer began to act strangely. She told the staff that something was going to happen, that she was going to die. Her chilling prophecy came true. On the day of their transfer, Jennifer Gibbons passed away suddenly. The official cause of death was acute myocarditis, an inflammation of the heart, but doctors could find no clear reason for why this healthy 29-year-old woman had died so suddenly. It was as if she had simply willed herself to die. June, now without her sister for the first time in her life, began to speak freely for the first time. She told doctors and reporters that Jennifer's death had freed her. But the question remains, did Jennifer's death occur naturally, or was it the result of their inexplicable connection? Had Jennifer somehow known that one of them had to die for the other to live? To this day, the story of June and Jennifer Gibbons continues to baffle psychologists and researchers. Was their bond a case of extreme sibling rivalry, mental illness, or something far more mysterious? And why did Jennifer die so suddenly, just as their transfer was about to happen? June went on to live a relatively quiet life after Jennifer's death. She no longer exhibited the same strange, silent behavior and began integrating into society. But she remains haunted by the memory of her sister and the bond that once defined her entire existence. The silent twins leave us with more questions than answers. What do you think? Were June and Jennifer victims of a shared psychological illness, or was their connection something supernatural? Could one twin really live inside the mind of the other? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more real-life mysteries and unsolved stories. Until next time, stay curious, stay cautious, and never underestimate the unexplained.